Hi, everybody. It's Craig from Doc Sports. Back with your Tuesday, April 7th. Congratulations to Michigan, by the way. Hope everybody had the right side on that one. I did hit our top play yesterday, 7 in a row with our top plays. And you can get on my top play for today before I give out those 15 free plays in MLB today. How about you get this? You get in on it. It's a simple $99. So that's what, like $8 a day, $8.20 a day. And you can get $99 gets you all sports. So right now I'm on a 7-0 top play run. Hit the Brewers yesterday to keep us going. Let's do it again today. So you don't have to chase which sport I'm going to be in. So some days it'll be MLB, some day NBA, some day NHL. It could be a prop, could be a soccer. You get them all. Text your name, 574-333-8717. Tell me you want Craig's 2-week all sports pass. I'll send you the link. All right, and you get one-on-one with me. Okay, here's what we have for today, kicking us off here. We kick us off. We've got the Royals at Cleveland here. This is a 110 game here. Guardians -109, total 7. And, Williams has been pretty good this year. But this is a Cleveland team that has struggled, and I think is going to continue to struggle to score runs this year. So has Kansas City. On the year, just 3.09 for Cleveland, and runs for Kansas City is a little better, 4.2. But I think this screams under in this game. I mean, yesterday's game was a 4-2 win by Kansas City. I don't think it's going to be much off of that this one. I was thinking 4-2, 3, 4-1, 4. I think Cleveland wins and battles back here, but I think you take the under 7 in this one. I think when you see 6.5 and 7s, you should try to find a way to play unders if you are playing totals. Another early game here next. We have a 3:10 game, Baltimore at Chicago. Baltimore's -133 here, total 7. Rodgers on the mound for Baltimore. 1.38 ERA has been pretty good so far. So obviously they're a big favorite here. I thought it might be a bigger favorite, but I don't know. I guess they struggled yesterday, and then they lost 3 at Pittsburgh. So maybe people are thinking this offense is a problem. I mean, they're only scoring 3.6 runs per game so far. And same with the White Sox, by the way. So this looks like a nice under game as well. But I think the stronger plays, you take Baltimore here -135. They're due for a breakout game. I mean, here's their run total: 2, 2, 2, 4 their last 4 games. That's why they're 1-3 in those games. I think they're going to break out today. I was thinking like 4-2 type game, 4-1. I think Baltimore gets the win at a nice price here. Little favorite price. Arizona at the New York Mets here. Mets -162, total 7. Arizona 0-3 on the road this year so far. So this is rubber meets the road here. But with Zach Gallen on the mound, he wasn't great last year. He just wasn't. He was a guy that I had high expectations. I couldn't explain it. I watched him pitch. He has great stuff. It's just like every once in a while he just throws a meatball, and all of a sudden, guy on first, you end up a 2-run, and then he just implodes. Arizona did win 2 games to finish that series against Atlanta at home. That was a nice, at least tied that series 2-2. But they had a day off yesterday. Now they face a Mets team that's won 3 in a row, and the Mets had a day off after winning 3 in a row in San Francisco. I like the Mets here in Peralta. Peralta's a guy that I've won a lot of money in past years with, so I always have a soft spot on my heart for those type of guys. I think you take Peralta. I think he's going to be a little better. He has a 4.5 ERA, so not the greatest start last time, but I think he'll be better in this one. San Diego and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh -150, total 6.5. And San Diego did win yesterday, but Paul Skeens on the mound, and that spells trouble for anybody. Now, I know his first start was ugly, didn't get out of the first inning. Second start against my Reds looked great. I think he'll be good here. I think Pavetta's up against it. I like him in the first 5 innings, -0.5 run. I like him -150 for the game. What's the better? Probably first 5 innings. I made a lot of money last year laying Pittsburgh, either money line when Skeens pitched first 5 innings, or in this case, you should really lay the -0.5 to get it closer to even money. Next games, the Cubs and the Rays. Rays -128, total 7.5 here. Assad versus Rasmussen, and Rasmussen was great last time out. He's got just 1.8 ERA. This is I can't believe this is a good over team. I did not see that coming. They've gone 8-2 to the overs, Tampa Bay so far. I don't think this will be an over game. I think this will be a lower scoring. I think those games are going to favor the Rays this year. So I actually think the under and Rasmussen, but I would take Rasmussen and Tampa Bay here. Nice win yesterday. I think they do it again today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on all the great content we have here at Doc Sports. Reds are what? They've won 4 in a row, I believe. They're 7-3. What a start to the year. 4 in a row, all on the road, by the way. And they're an underdog here with Alcantara going for Miami, minus 127. He's been really, really good this year, but Abbott has been pretty good as well. And you're facing, a Miami team that can struggle to score runs. His first start, they only scored 2. Last start, they did score 10, and that was against the White Sox. I think the Reds are a better team. And I think the Reds bullpen is a little better. I'm going to take my Reds again. Abbott, he's going to be he's a solid lefty. I think he's going to be one of those guys that just kind of flies under the radar this year. Going to be great underdog like today, plus 115. Brewers and the Red Sox. Red Sox minus 149, total 7. We won with the Brewers yesterday. And the Brewers, to be honest, left a ton of men early in the game and kind of got lucky to come back and pull it up and then win late kind of easily. But Crochet he's been pretty good. He's got 3.27 ERA on the year. So, he's doing his part as an ace to keep him in these games. He allowed 4 last time out. That's kind of like draw a line through that one. That's a pretty good Houston team. And that ballpark can, give up some long balls. Not that Boston can't. I think you have to fade Boston, though, until they start hitting the ball. They did hit yesterday, but then their pitching fell apart. And Mizorowski's been pretty good since coming up. I think you take the Brewers here. I think the price screams take the Brewers. Cardinals and the Nationals. Nationals are favored, minus 113, total 7.5. And this is a Nationals team that is – it's the what ifs. You look at all the guys that are really good players that are playing for other teams now, and every time they keep getting prospects, and it's like eventually you have to keep and re-sign your own prospects. But the Nationals did win 9-6 yesterday in a high-scoring game. They did – before that, they had lost, 5 in a row? So that was a much-needed win. The Nationals or the Cardinals are no better. I mean, they've won just 1 game of their last 4. I think it's going to be a crooked game. I think this is going to be an over game. I think there's going to be lots of runs. It's at 7.5. I know it's colder, so that's probably why. Take the over and over 7.5 in this one. Athletics at the Yankees. Yankees minus 197, total 8.5. And I mean, I didn't see the Yankees being this good this early, to be honest. 7-2 so far against a 3-6 Athletics. And, the Athletics is, Vegas is calling a year or two. I hope they start getting some talent there and maybe signing some free agents. But until they do so, I think you have to fade them. The Yankees had a nice day off yesterday, so I think that'll help. Obviously, so did the Athletics. I think there's going to be a fair amount of runs scored here, more than we've seen in some of these other Yankee games. But I like Yankees. If there's a really nice bet, I don't like the full 1.5 here, minus 1.5 Yankees. I would take no bat 9th inning Yankees. You get it closer to like minus 130. That means they have to win in 9 innings. If it goes to extra innings, you do not win. You can also lay the -1. There are some books out there that'll take the -1 like that as well. Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Dodgers won big yesterday. They're 8-2 to start the year. Minus 160 here with Yamamoto on the mound against Gausman. Total 8. Gausman's been great so far. We'll see how good he is because you face the Dodgers, that is. You better be ready to score. Here's what they've done. 13, 10, 8, and 14. 14-2 yesterday. Give me the Dodgers here, minus 150. I think that's a steal. You better bet them now. Come a month from now, you will have to lay minus 200 even on the road with the Dodgers. Detroit at Minnesota. Detroit's minus 166 favorite, total 7. Skubal on the mound. He's been very good. 0.69 ERA has been great in both starts. I don't see much changing. Bradley's been really good too, so I like a low-scoring game in this one. But I just think Skubal and the Detroit is a more complete team than Minnesota. Now, that didn't matter yesterday because Minnesota won 7-3 yesterday, and Minnesota has, now won 3 of their last 5 games. But I don't see them getting to Skubal in this one, so I'm going to take Detroit minus the number and on the money line in this one. Seattle and Texas. Seattle's favorite minus 116, total 7.5. Texas has Eovaldi on the mound, which, his ERA does not speak on how good he's been the last few years. 12.38 ERA has been obviously kind of draw a line through that. Early in the year, 1 or 2 bad starts, which he's had. He's had 2 bad starts. He's lost 6 and 5 runs. But I'm not running to bet a guy that maybe's getting a slow start. So I would play Kirby in Seattle minus 116. Sometimes we see even the aces in these can get off to slow starts. You shouldn't be standing in front of him like, hey, I'm going to pay for the history until he proves that. Might be a game to stay away, or you got to bet Seattle. Houston at Colorado. Houston minus 180. Total 10.5 here. Freeland's he's one of those guys for the Rockies that I don't hate. Unfortunately, when you're throwing at the mile high air, at some points, the ERAs can get out of hand. But so far, just a 3 ERA here. I know yesterday this was a game that kind of got away from the Astros, and they lost 9-7. The day before, they lost 12-10 at the Athletics. So this is a Houston team that's given up a couple crooked numbers in a row. I kind of like the over in this matchup. I also kind of like Colorado plus the 155. What's the better? Probably the over. I think this is going to be another high-scoring game at 10.5. Atlanta and the Angels. Atlanta minus 135, total 8.5. And, if you like Atlanta, at least they didn't get off to that ridiculously slow start they got last year. I mean, they're at least above 500 at this point. But this is kind of a game where I'm not saying they have to have this game, but this would be a game that, last year's team would lose. They lost yesterday 6-2. You can't afford to start, going on an extended losing streak early in the year, because I think that last year kind of creeps into your mind. I think Atlanta plays motivated here. They've lost 3 in a row. They need to win this one. And I think Atlanta minus 135 is the price with Lopez and his 1.64 ERA on the mound. Philly at San Francisco. Philly minus 149, total 7. Robbie Ray on the mound for the Giants. And, I guess you would say he's their probably ace. But, I mean, they got a couple good pitchers. But, he's allowed 2 earned runs in both starts to the Mets and the Yankees. And to be honest, Philly has a better offense. So that maybe spells a little trouble here. I think you have to take Philly. Sanchez has been great, just a .82 ERA. Just San Francisco, they've struggled to score runs. On the year, they're averaging just 2.73 runs, and the manager's getting thrown out and complaining, and you got to take Philly. I'm not getting in front of San Francisco, even with their ace. All right, so that's what we like for today. Don't forget, if you want to get on my top plays, go over to the website, get in on it. Or actually, if you want to get on my best plays, don't forget, get in on my 2-for-1 deal. 2 weeks, all sports pass, $99. I'm on a 7-in-a-row top play run. Now, we won't have top plays every day, but every other day, and it depends on which sport. I'll be all over the place, especially this time of year. MLB, NBA, NHL, props, soccer, UFL. You get them all. All the plays I give out, even if they're not top plays, you get them all. 3 to 5 plays a day. Text your name, 574-333-8717. $600 value for just $99. Tell me you want the Craig's 2-week all sports pass. I'll send you that exclusive link.